Hi there, my name is Charity and I work in Children's Services, the downtown branch of the St. Albert Public Library. And I'm excited to be here with you today for another STEAM challenge because today we are going to use geometry to make art. It's a nice project as far as supplies go. All you need are two different colored pieces of paper, a glue stick, and a pair of scissors. The first thing that we need to do is find the shapes that we need in the piece of paper that we are going to use. We're going to start with a square, and as you can see, this is not a square, this is a rectangle. So we're going to have to try to make so that the edges are equal. That's how we get a square. We are going to take and line this up so that we know they are going to be the same size. And then press along the fold and use your scissors to trim away the excess. Now we have a beautiful triangle, and when you open it up, inside we have a square. But we need to have 8 smaller squares in total. We're going to use this piece of paper to find the 4 squares that we need to start with. We're going to do that by taking this triangle. We're going to fold it in half. Believe it or not, we're going to use triangles to find our squares. I'm going to fold it in half, and then I am going to fold it in half. Again, this is the trickiest part. Just getting this to line up and then press hard along that fold. And you can see we have a smaller triangle. And when I open it, if you follow the lines, you can find all sorts of shapes in here. We can find rectangles. We can find smaller triangles, at least 8 of them, and we can also find 4 squares. And that's what we want. So we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut out those squares. And one of the nice things about having done that folding to start with is that our squares have a nice line of symmetry up the middle where the shape is equal on both sides, and that's going to come in handy for our project. We're going to set this aside and we are going to repeat with our other color of paper. I now have 8 totally equal squares with a nice line of symmetry running up the middle, which is going to come in handy because there's a lot of wind in here. I'm going to stick something to hold these papers down. There. Here we go. I am going to take that line and grab another square that's of the other color. Now, we're going to take this line and I'm going to imagine that it's like a hill, and I want my hill to be running up. I don't want it to be running down. I want it to be running up so that it matches this line here. Then I'm going to take my glue stick, add a little bit of glue on this half of this triangle, and stick down my piece of paper. And I'm going to repeat, alternating my colors to make a pattern. So I have light here. That means I am going to pick up a dark piece of paper line it up, and stick it down. I'm going to keep repeating that. Now I'm almost done. We're going to repeat it here, the exact same. And just some glue on this spot right here. Then I will take and tuck this triangle underneath and glue it down. And there we have our geometric shape. If you enjoyed making your shape, another thing that you can do is to do it again with a smaller sized square as your base, and you can keep layering and layering them to get a cool result. Or you can take that shape that we folded, where we did the square to the triangle, to the smaller triangle, to the smaller triangle, and then you can unfold it and cut out the shapes that you like that are in it and see what you can make out of those shapes, putting them together. Here's one that I did with a square and those triangles. And if I was going to add to this, I think maybe I would keep going and adding some in the inside and get a pattern and see how that goes. But really, the sky is the limit. You can use those shapes to create so many things. If you would like to learn more about shapes, we have some great resources that you can access on Hoopla. I would recommend Shapes and Art by Julia Wall or Math, Art, and Drawing Games by Karen Tripp. Or maybe you want to check out an inspiring picture book like Windblown or Color Farm or Color Zoo by Lois Ellert. Of course, we love to see what you've created. So take a picture of it and send it to us at jsapl@sapl.ca, or you can take a picture and tag us on social media. And we look forward to seeing you again for another STEAM challenge. Bye! Happy creating!